Me wolfing down nachos. Come on.
Kody wrote, Christine was the cutest girl in the world, although she was a little chubby.
I was pretty chubby.
But
Welcome back to GlowGossips USA, your #1 hub for all the shocking sister wives drama. Today, we're diving into a courtroom showdown that left everyone speechless, Kody Brown exposing Robyn's darkest secrets, and the family betrayal that no one saw coming. Buckle up because this is going to be intense, emotional, and utterly unforgettable. It was a tense morning outside the courthouse. The air was thick with anticipation as cameras swarmed the steps, reporters whispered into microphones, and fans waited anxiously for the most anticipated episode in Sister Wives history. Kody Brown, normally reserved and calculated, walked into the courthouse with a seriousness that immediately made everyone take notice. Something monumental was about to happen. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere was electric. Robyn Brown sat at the defendant's table, her expression guarded but tense. There were murmurs from the family, Janelle, Christine, and Mary, each seated strategically to witness what was unfolding. Something had gone terribly wrong behind the scenes, and today, the truth would no longer remain hidden. Kody rose to address the court. His voice, steady yet loaded with emotion, reverberated through the room. Your Honor, what I am about to reveal is not easy. It has taken years of patience and observation, but Robyn's actions have crossed a line, betraying not just me, but the entire family. A hush fell over the courtroom. Cameras flashed and reporters leaned in. Robyn's eyes narrowed, but she said nothing. Kody continued, revealing details about financial manipulations, secret communications, and decisions that had silently undermined family agreements for years. The evidence he presented was meticulous: emails, receipts, and witness statements, all pointing to actions that could no longer be ignored. Each revelation was more shocking than the last, leaving family members visibly shaken. Mary's jaw tightened as she whispered to Christine, I can't believe this. After everything, how could she? Christine shook her head, a mix of disbelief and anger crossing her face. Even Janelle, known for her calm demeanor, could not hide the strain. She fidgeted in her seat, clutching her papers as Kody unveiled yet another secret. The courtroom gasped when Kody disclosed the extent of Robyn's behind-the-scenes manipulations. This isn't just about disagreements or differences in opinion, he stated. This is about deliberate choices that have hurt the family, financially and emotionally. Robyn finally broke her silence, her voice defensive but tense. I've always acted with the family's best interest in mind. I've never betrayed anyone. Her words, however, fell flat against the mountain of evidence Kody had compiled. The room's tension thickened, as if everyone was collectively holding their breath, waiting for the fallout. What happened next left many viewers at home in utter shock. Kody revealed a secret transaction, a deal Robyn had quietly orchestrated without informing the other wives. It was a move that directly contradicted family agreements, putting personal gain above family unity. The moment he presented the proof, Robyn's confident posture wavered. A subtle flicker of panic crossed her eyes. The judge, trying to maintain composure, leaned forward. Mr. Brown, your evidence is extensive. Ms. Brown, you will have the opportunity to respond, but it appears the court has substantial reason to question your actions. As Kody sat down, his face a mask of controlled emotion, the camera captured a quiet yet powerful reaction from the family. Mary's lips pressed tightly together, Janelle's eyes glistened, and Christine's hands trembled slightly. Even the audience in the courtroom seemed frozen, absorbing the magnitude of the revelations. Outside the courtroom, fans took to social media immediately. Clips of Kody's testimony spread like wildfire. Kody finally spoke the truth, one fan tweeted. Robyn can't hide anything anymore, another commented. The emotional weight of the moment resonated far beyond the walls of the courthouse. Back inside, the tension escalated as Kody elaborated on more evidence. He spoke of late-night calls, concealed agreements, and secret meetings that Robyn had conducted, all of which had caused friction and resentment among the other wives. Each revelation added layers to the betrayal that the family had endured silently for years. Robyn's expression shifted from defensive to panicked as Kody's words cut deeper. It was a rare moment to see vulnerability in someone who had always maintained control over the family narrative. But Kody's approach wasn't just about anger or vengeance. It was precise, strategic, and aimed to protect the family from further harm. At one point he paused, letting the silence speak. I didn't want it to come to this, Kody said softly, almost to himself. But for the sake of my children, my family, and the truth, I have no choice. The room was silent except for the scribbling of notes by court reporters and the occasional shuffle of feet. Every family member from Mary to Janelle felt the weight of Kody's words. For many, it was a moment of painful clarity, a realization that the family dynamic they had clung to was not as solid as they believed. Kody's testimony concluded with a series of documents that substantiated every claim he made. The judge examined them carefully, then looked at Robyn. Ms. Brown, the evidence presented is serious and demands an immediate response. Your actions have had profound implications for this family. Robyn swallowed hard, glancing at the faces of the other wives. There was tension, regret, and anger in those looks. It was clear that the relationships that once seemed unbreakable were now on fragile ground. As the court adjourned for a brief recess, whispers filled the room. "I never imagined this," said one observer. "The family is never going to be the same after this." Outside, news crews prepared their live segments, and fans continued to speculate online. The intensity of this courtroom drama was unmatched, and every viewer was left questioning what would happen next. In the final moments of Part 1, the camera focused on Kody. His expression was firm, resolute, and yet tinged with sadness. He had done what needed to be done, exposed Robyn's secrets for the sake of truth and family. But the emotional cost was evident. The betrayal ran deep, and the aftermath was just beginning. Your go-to source for all things sister wives. In Part 1, Kody Brown shocked everyone by exposing Robyn's darkest secrets in court. But the drama doesn't end there. Today, we witness the explosive aftermath, family confrontations, and confessions that could change everything forever. Hold on tight. The family battle lines are drawn and no one is safe from the truth. The court recess had ended, but the tension in the room had only thickened. Everyone was acutely aware that once the proceedings resumed, nothing would remain the same. Cameras rolled as Kody and Robyn prepared to face each other again, and the other wives sat tensely, waiting to see how the confrontation would unfold. Robyn, now visibly shaken, tried to maintain her composure, but her lips trembled and her eyes darted nervously toward the jury and the family. It was clear that Kody's revelations had hit harder than she anticipated. For years, she had managed to control narratives within the family, presenting herself as calm, reasonable, and cooperative. Today, however, the veil had been lifted. Kody's return to the stand was marked by quiet determination. He began by addressing the emotional impact of Robyn's secret dealings, focusing not only on financial manipulation, but on the emotional betrayal endured by the family. He recounted instances where Robyn had made decisions in secret, disregarding the family's collective agreements, and how these actions had eroded trust over time. Christine, sitting beside Mary, whispered under her breath, "I knew something was off, but I never imagined this." Mary's eyes were glued to Robyn, her face a mixture of sorrow, anger, and disbelief. Janelle, who usually maintained her calm and composed demeanor, was now visibly shaken, her hands gripping the edge of the table. The courtroom had transformed from a place of formal procedure to a stage of raw human emotion. The next revelation was particularly explosive. Kody presented emails and private messages showing that Robyn had secretly negotiated deals without the knowledge of the other wives, agreements that could have significant consequences for family finances. The evidence was irrefutable, and the room reacted immediately. Gasps echoed, whispers spread like wildfire, and the judge paused, shaking his head in disbelief. Robyn's defense began hesitantly. "I only acted for the family's benefit," she claimed, her voice wavering. "I never intended to betray anyone." But Kody's meticulous documentation countered every point she made. Each message, each record was laid bare, leaving Robyn struggling to defend herself. The tension escalated when Kody brought up a particularly sensitive matter, a secret property deal that Robyn had orchestrated without consulting the other wives. The property in question held deep emotional and financial significance for the family, and the revelation struck at the heart of their collective trust. Mary's face paled, Christine's jaw tightened, and Janelle's hands shook slightly as she tried to process the betrayal. "This isn't just about property or money," Kody said firmly, addressing the courtroom. "It's about integrity, trust, and respect. These values form the foundation of our family. When they are compromised, the consequences affect everyone, especially our children." Robyn's usual composure was cracking. Sweat glistened on her forehead, and her voice faltered as she attempted to explain her actions. The courtroom watched, riveted, as the power dynamic shifted dramatically. For the first time in years, Kody controlled the narrative, holding Robyn accountable in front of the world and, more importantly, in front of their family. Outside the courtroom, fans and media outlets were ablaze. Clips of Kody's testimony and Robyn's panicked reactions went viral instantly. Social media erupted with debates, opinions, and speculation. Viewers were divided. Some supported Kody for standing up for the family, while others sympathized with Robyn, claiming that the pressures of polygamy were immense and complex. Back inside, the emotional intensity reached its peak when the wives confronted Robyn privately during a break. Mary, her voice steady but laced with emotion, addressed Robyn directly. "We trusted you, Robyn. We believed in our family, in the agreements we made together. How could you go behind our backs like this?" Christine, tears welling up in her eyes, added, "It's not just the property, Robyn. It's the pattern, the secrecy, the manipulation. We've always tried to be open and honest with each other." How did it come to this? Janelle, usually the peacemaker, was visibly shaken. "We all knew you made choices, Robyn, but we never expected this level of deception. Our family is hurting because of it." Robyn, now confronted with the combined disappointment and anger of the other wives, struggled to defend herself. "I thought I was protecting the family. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. Everything I did was for us." But her words rang hollow against the backdrop of concrete evidence. Kody re-entered the courtroom with a renewed sense of purpose. He began to discuss the impact of Robyn's actions on the children, highlighting moments where secrecy and deception had created tension and uncertainty in their lives. The judge listened attentively, noting the seriousness of the claims. The courtroom proceedings grew even more intense as Kody revealed the timeline of events, a series of secret decisions, covert communications, and undisclosed deals that spanned years. The meticulous detail in his presentation left little room for doubt. Each revelation was a blow to Robyn, whose previous confidence had evaporated. At one point, the judge intervened, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. "Ms. Brown, the court recognizes the emotional and financial impact of your actions. Your explanations will be considered, but the evidence presented is substantial and troubling." Robyn's body language betrayed her internal struggle, slumped shoulders, fidgeting hands, and anxious glances toward Kody and the other wives. The family dynamics were unraveling before everyone's eyes. A web of trust and loyalty stretched to its breaking point. The final moments of Part 2 focus on a private, emotional confrontation between Kody and Robyn after the day's proceedings. Kody's voice was firm but tinged with sadness. "I didn't want to humiliate you, Robyn. I wanted the truth. For the sake of our family, for the sake of our children. We can't move forward unless honesty comes first." Robyn, tearful and remorseful, responded quietly, "I never meant for it to come to this. I wanted to protect us in my own way." Kody shook his head slowly. "Protection isn't secrecy, Robyn, it's transparency. You've broken trust and now the consequences are unavoidable." As the courtroom emptied, the family's emotional turmoil lingered. Each member retreated into reflection, realizing that the aftermath of these revelations would be felt for months, if not years. Outside, cameras captured the stunned faces of the wives, the flashing lights of reporters, and the growing sense of public scrutiny. The drama had only just begun, and the story was far from over. In the final moments of Part 2, viewers are left with a cliffhanger. How will Robyn respond in the coming court sessions? Will the family survive the betrayal, or has the foundation of trust been irreparably damaged? Stay tuned for Part 3, the emotional climax where the courtroom verdict is revealed, shocking confessions come to light, and the family must confront the ultimate consequences of betrayal. Brace yourselves. The Sister Wives drama is reaching an unprecedented peak, and the fallout will leave everyone reeling. The courthouse was buzzing with energy, tension, and anticipation. Cameras lined the steps, reporters whispered feverishly, and fans outside speculated wildly about what was about to unfold. Social media had exploded overnight, replaying clips of Kody's testimony and Robyn's increasingly anxious demeanor. The hashtags #YaMyCharsKody exposes, Robyn and Sister Wives drama were trending worldwide, and every viewer knew that today's hearing would be unforgettable. Inside, the air was thick with expectation. Robyn Brown sat at the defendant's table, her usual composure replaced by visible tension. She avoided eye contact with the family, fidgeting subtly in her seat. Mary, Christine, and Janelle sat in the gallery, their expressions taut with anxiety, sadness, and suppressed anger. For them, this was more than a legal matter. It was a test of trust, loyalty, and emotional endurance. Kody entered the courtroom with his usual calm exterior masking a whirlwind of emotion. He had rehearsed his testimony meticulously, but the stakes were higher than ever. This wasn't just about exposing secrets. It was about confronting years of deception, protecting the children, and defending the family's unity. His eyes met each of the wives, silently signaling that today, honesty would no longer be negotiable. As proceedings began, Kody summarized the evidence he had meticulously collected: secret communications, undisclosed agreements, and financial decisions made without the knowledge of the family. Each revelation was delivered with precision, emphasizing the emotional and financial impact of Robyn's actions. The courtroom fell silent, the gravity of the situation sinking in for everyone present. When the judge requested Robyn's formal response, her voice trembled. "I never intended to harm the family," she insisted. "Every action I took I thought would benefit all of us. I only wanted to protect the family." But Kody's evidence was irrefutable. Emails, financial records, and witness statements contradicted every claim, leaving Robyn struggling to maintain her defense. Each document added weight to the accusations, illustrating a pattern of secretive behavior and decision-making that had gone unnoticed for years. The other wives' reactions were telling. Mary's face was tight with controlled fury. Christine's lips pressed in a thin line, and Janelle's hands gripped her folder, knuckles white. The emotional toll of Robyn's actions became undeniable. It wasn't just about legal violations. It was about trust, love, and the bonds of a family being tested in public. Kody's final piece of evidence was explosive: a secret financial transaction Robyn had executed independently, directly impacting the family's assets. The judge examined the records carefully, his expression serious. "Ms. Brown," he said, "the court recognizes the seriousness of your actions and their impact on this family." For the first time, Robyn displayed visible vulnerability. Her shoulders slumped and tears welled in her eyes. She admitted to several previously denied actions, explaining that she believed she was acting in the family's best interest, but now recognized the harm caused. The courtroom tension reached a climax as Kody addressed the emotional consequences of Robyn's secrecy, particularly on the children. He described how trust had been eroded, family relationships strained, and the once solid bonds now tested. The judge listened attentively, emphasizing the importance of accountability and transparency moving forward. Outside, fans watched live updates and videos went viral within minutes. Social media erupted with polarized opinions. Some praised Kody's courage and commitment to the family, while others sympathized with Robyn, acknowledging the complexities of a polygamous family and the pressures she faced. Sister wives drama, family betrayal dominated Twitter and Instagram feeds as fans debated every revelation. Inside the courtroom, the judge delivered the verdict. Robyn was required to make restitution, disclose all relevant transactions, and work collaboratively with the other wives to repair both financial and emotional damage. The ruling emphasized the necessity of honesty, transparency, and rebuilding trust within the family. While the verdict imposed consequences, it also offered a path toward reconciliation. The reactions were immediate and intense. Kody maintained a composed but somber expression, acknowledging the gravity of the day's revelations. Mary, Christine, and Janelle processed a complex mix of emotions: anger, relief, and cautious hope. Robyn, tearful and humbled, appeared to grasp fully the consequences of her actions. After court, the family gathered privately to discuss the path forward. Emotions were raw, voices quivered with pent-up frustration, and tears flowed freely. Mary spoke first. "We have to rebuild trust. It won't happen overnight, but we need honesty, transparency, and respect from here on out." Christine added, "This has been devastating, but it's a turning point. If we truly care about the children, we have to face reality together." Janelle, always the mediator, emphasized protecting the children while navigating the family's fractured dynamics. "Our priority has to be healing, not just for us, but for the next generation. Secrets hurt more than anything else." Robyn, now visibly remorseful, said quietly, "I see now that my actions were selfish, even if my intentions were not. I am ready to do whatever it takes to make amends and regain your trust." Kody responded with a mix of sternness and hope. "We can rebuild, Robyn, but honesty is non-negotiable. From here on, transparency must guide every decision. For the children, for the family, for all of us." The day ended with a sense of fragile resolution. Cameras captured the family walking together, an image of unity tested by betrayal but willing to confront the truth. This courtroom battle had been more than a legal showdown. It had been a public unmasking of raw human emotions, trust, and the complexities of a polygamous family dynamic. Fans continued to dissect every detail online. Clips of Kody's testimony, Robyn's tearful confessions, and the emotional reactions of the wives went viral repeatedly. Debates raged about fairness, accountability, and whether the family could truly heal. Every detail was discussed, analyzed, and shared, highlighting the drama's impact far beyond the courtroom walls. In the final moments of Part 3, GlowGossips USA captured the emotional reality of the sister wives' family, a unit tested to its limits, confronted with betrayal and beginning the painstaking journey of healing. Questions lingered. Could trust be fully restored? Would the family survive the scars left by deception? And how would Kody, Robyn, and the other wives navigate the uncertain path ahead? This marked the dramatic conclusion of a story filled with secrets, revelations, confessions, and emotional reckoning. It was a testament to resilience, the power of truth, and the complexity of family dynamics in the public eye. For GlowGossips USA viewers, the story did not just entertain, it exposed the intricate, emotional, and sometimes painful realities behind the sister wives saga, leaving fans captivated and eager for the next chapter in this ongoing drama. The courtroom was tense, filled with anticipation. Robyn Brown, usually composed, now fidgeted nervously, avoiding eye contact with the family. Mary, Christine, and Janelle sat in the gallery, their expressions reflecting anger, disappointment, and sadness. The stakes had never been higher. Kody, calm but resolute, addressed the court one final time, summarizing the evidence: secret deals, undisclosed financial transactions, and hidden communications that had undermined trust within the family. The judge listened carefully, noting the severity of the situation. Robyn responded, her voice trembling, "I never intended to hurt anyone. I thought I was protecting the family." But Kody's evidence left little room for doubt. Emails, receipts, and witness testimonies clearly demonstrated that her actions had caused serious emotional and financial harm. The wives' reactions were intense. Mary's jaw tightened, Christine's eyes glistened, and Janelle's hands shook. The weight of betrayal was evident. Kody then emphasized the impact on their children, highlighting the damage caused by secrecy and manipulation. The room fell silent as the emotional gravity sank in. Finally, the judge delivered the verdict. Robyn was ordered to make restitution, disclose all relevant transactions, and work collaboratively with the other wives to repair the damage. The focus was on transparency, accountability, and rebuilding trust. After the hearing, the family gathered privately. Mary said firmly, "We need honesty and transparency if we're going to move forward." Christine added, "This is a turning point for the children and the family." Janelle emphasized protecting the family while rebuilding trust. Robyn, humbled and remorseful, admitted, "I see now how much my actions hurt everyone. I'm ready to make amends." Kody responded, "We can rebuild, but it starts with honesty. No more secrets." The day ended with a fragile sense of hope. Cameras captured the family walking together, united despite betrayal, signaling the beginning of a difficult journey toward healing. Fans online reacted instantly, sharing clips, opinions, and debates about the dramatic courtroom showdown and family fallout. The story concluded with a powerful message. Betrayal can shake a family to its core, but honesty, accountability, and transparency can pave the way for healing. For the sister wives, the journey ahead would be challenging, but for GlowGossips USA viewers, it was a dramatic, emotional